Hello, welcome back to another What Sold Fast video. By fast, we mean a 90-day turnaround according to eBay's 100% sell-through rate. That's what we mean by fast. With all that said, let's talk about some of the things that I like to say before we get into the items, which is, first of all, if you're doing the math is not gonna math. The math ain't mathin', okay? And that is because when I give you these numbers, there are variables that are not being told to you that go on the back end of the platforms and me and all the things. Also, I'm going to give you what they paid for the item, not including shipping, just what they paid for the item. And then I'm going to tell you what I paid for it and the fees that were taken out. And then the profit I give you is before the feds take their cut, because that number will vary depending on where you are and several other factors that go into play. So for that reason, I give you the number before taxes. Now let's go ahead and talk about these items. Okay, we're starting the day off with a banger, not because it made a lot of money, but because it's just an item that's sought after and people love. I do hear that it's not as sought out as it was previously, but it's still selling. It's still selling, and that's Barefoot Dreams cardigans. So Barefoot Dreams cardigans are just this really nice soft textured brand. That's the best way to describe it. Usually they're very comfortable and stretchy and made of something like a soft fleece feel or something nice and textured like that. This was an extra large cozy chic ultra light cardigan. That's the style. As you can see here with the title, there are plenty of features to sell it, but really it's just somebody wanted an extra large Barefoot Dreams cardigan, probably in the style that I said, the cozy chic. So it sold itself on eBay in 5 days for $30. I think that was an offer I took, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take it and get it out of here. I paid $6.99 for it, and the fees were $5.83, so I made a profit of $21.45. Next is another good old Kuhl item. Kuhl always sells. Do they have, yeah, they have women's stuff. The women's stuff doesn't move for me. In fact, I have one that's been sitting in my closet for like a year, but the men's Kuhl items definitely move. So this was the Kuhl Easy Rider vintage patina dye brown rider pants. That's a lot in the title, but that seemed to be the title that was working for the sold comps, so we went with that. It was a size 33 by 30, which is a decent size. It sold on eBay in 25 days for $25. I paid $4.99 for them. My fees were $4.98. I made a profit of $19.71 for good old Kuhl pants that always flip. If you didn't see my last video, go watch it, because I'll show you even the stuff that's beat up with paint and holes and all the things will still sell. It just looks a little different, of course, but yeah, if you want to see and understand more about that, go check out that video. I'll try to like put it up here or down there or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, next is a Catherine's blouse. Once again, another great bread and butter that I like to pick up. This is a size 2X. So as I said before, if it's a 2X or less, or 2X or smaller, I like to make sure there are a lot of reasons to pick it up. Otherwise, I may not pick it up. So with this, it is a 2X, which equals a 22-24W, which is a great size when you think about plus size, but for some reason, Catherine's like 2X is like the maybe kind of size. This one just had a lot of really great style factors going for it. It goes in the coastal granny trend, but because Catherine's is targeted more towards an older age, we're not going to use the word granny. We're just going to use the word coastal. And it had this really cool pleated crinkle effect to it, which is very much in, and it was tropical, a bit of a 70s vibe too, but I ran out of characters to use, so I just went more with like tropical, travel-y, vacation-y vibe for keywords. But yeah, it had enough factors to sell itself, so it did sell on eBay in 37 days for $21, and it cost me $4.50. My fees were $4.39, so I made a profit of $14.92 on this shirt. Next, we're moving on to a Talbots item. It's more because it was linen than it was Talbots. Linen just sells this time of year, so somebody wanted linen. And it was a really basic, very much like when you think about vacation, this is a shirt that people often think of, not the younger crowd. The younger crowd has a different idea, but you know, someone a little further up in age, the exact age, I don't know. Very much like that neutral boho-y look. It was just a solid tan type item. It was a, you know, it's one of those items that you can pair with anything and it's an outfit. So it sold on eBay in 85 days for $27. I paid $4.99 for it. My fees were $4.85, so I made a profit of $18.79. Like I said, linen sells, so that's really what did it for this. But also because, like I've mentioned before, in the summer, those Talbots items that are breathable, like really nice, a more organic type of material than a plastic, and if they're thin knit and breezy, they always sell for me in the summer as a bread and butter. I've been picking up Foxcroft to test it out, but I don't know if I'm sold on it. This one turned around for in a decent amount of time, but it's not a big money maker. So I think when I pick it up, I'm gonna start picking it up for like $2 or less, to be honest. But it's this Foxcroft button-down wrinkle-free shirt. Wrinkle-free is a feature that they create that seems to be a selling point for this brand. Sorry if you hear my dog over here shuffling around. And it was an 18W, which is a good size. So I've had other Foxcrofts that just don't sell this fast. And it was on eBay for $19 in 32 days. So yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up again for $4.99. That's what I paid for it. The fees were $3.62, and I did have a promotional fee of $1.30. This left me with a profit of $9.92. So I don't have much to say about it. I think I'm going to be very selective on Foxcroft going forward. Okay, next is an Adriana Papel midi dress, and it is one of those like semi-formal type dresses. Very much cocktail vibes is what it is, so that's also what I put in the listing keywords. It was embroidered in this really cool way. I'll see if I can include a photo if I remember, but there was like this, yeah, embroidered floral kind of look to it. It's hard to see, but I'll try my best to, hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. But I just found that when it comes to Adriana Papel, the more formal pieces seem to be best, and also the bigger sizes. I'm always happy to pick those up when I find them. It did sell on eBay in 47 days for $30. I paid $9.99 for it. Oh, there was a reason I didn't sell for the full, what was it? Because normally I would want to get $40 for this. I can't remember what happened though. Did I include it in a sale on accident? Did I send the wrong amount in an offer? I can't remember. I think I just sent too low of an offer. I can't remember, but I would have wanted to get 40 for it. As you guys know, based on what I say, for every like $1 I spend, I like to get $4 back, essentially, is the best way to put it. So this didn't meet that threshold, but that's okay. You can't win everything. I paid $9.99 for it. The fees were $5.44, so I made a profit of $19.11. Okay, next is a Poshmark item, and as you've seen, Poshmark isn't my #1 platform, but I will say that I started using Prime Lister, and my sales have definitely gone up. Hopefully by the time you see this, I have something to show you. I didn't realize that like the little like bar graphs on Poshmark disappear after your month's over, and I don't know how to get that to come back to show you guys the literally difference from before and after, because you can clearly see the difference with using Prime Lister. Hopefully in the future you'll see more Poshmark orders, because I'm really trying to make Poshmark a solid contender alongside eBay. And I do have a referral code. It's just like an affiliate link code that anybody can use when they sign up. You have the same access to the same code when you sign up. But with using my code, which I will have linked down below, you do get 30% off your first month of using it. Of course, even before then, you get a 2-week free trial of it, and you don't even have to enter your payment information until after those 2 weeks are up when you decide to go through with it. Yeah, you get 30% off of your first month. But I do feel like paying for a genuinely good automatic Poshmark type software is really worth the investment. So let's talk about the item that sold there. It was a Hope and Henry dress. There was a flaw. One of these straps that holds the belt was broken, or was it? No, it's just the one. So I did notate that in the listing, but it was this gorgeous, very classic, when you think of classic dress, this is exactly what comes to mind for me. My dog is so noisy. Lexi, can you calm down? You can't get comfortable? And it was this seersucker print and texture. It was really nice, quality dress, new with tags. Hope and Henry doesn't seem to be a big brand. It's like an online brand, but the dress itself is very sellable, and I know that's what did it. It was just the style of dress and the quality of it. It sold on Poshmark in 14 days for $24. I paid $8.99 for it. I didn't notice the flaw in it before I listed it, so I probably wouldn't have gotten it if I seen it was broke, because I knew it wouldn't turn around to make the profit I'd like. But I'll take $24 for a flawed item any day. So that's what we have. There was a fee of $4.80 for this item on Poshmark, plus the $2.02 that I sent out with like the shipping discount. So I made a profit of $8.19 on a flawed item. Next we have the Orvis Escape shorts in a size 40. They were quick dry material, blue, and I used all your, and a 9-inch inseam, which is a popular inseam size. It's your typical outdoors hiking type pants, so I just used all the typical words. So this sold on eBay in 30 days for $24.30. I paid $3.99 for them. The fees were $4.44. I made a profit of $16.67. Okay, this next item is very upsetting. Very, very, very upsetting for me. I don't know what was going on. I got too busy to even contact eBay about it. I probably should still contact them to see what the heck happened, but it was a vintage Christopher & Banks cardigan that was embroidered really in a really cool way. Also, it was a Ramie blend material, and I used the word grandma core because we know granny core sells, okay? I usually use granny core, but I wanted to try grandma core, and it works just as good. So this was embroidered with like all kinds of cool little coffee things. Like there's espresso on there. What else is on there? Let's see. Espresso, latte. I guess it's those two, but yeah, I knew that there was going to be someone out there that would love this item. There's so many people in so many different ages that are just down for this kind of thing. The problem was that no matter what I had it listed at, I had it listed in the 30s, I think, and hoping to get an offer in the 20s. It sold once for $1 when I sent an offer for 20 something dollars. I contacted eBay and I said, hey, I sent an offer for 20 something dollars. I sent her $1. She took it, of course. And they said, well, go ahead and cancel it. You don't have a lot of cancellations, so you can just use buyer chose canceled. Weird that eBay said that, because you know, like they don't like when you do that, but that's what they told me to do. And I relisted it, and it quickly sold again for $1.33. So I messaged the buyer and I said, what did this look like on your end? Because I only had on a 10% off sale. And they said that it was showing it was 90% off, 99, 90, whatever. It was over 90%. If I still have it, I'll share the screenshot of me talking to them. I don't know what was going on, but clearly there's something within the eBay system that was really glitching on this one listing. So this person was really excited. I explained like this was not supposed to be what it was selling for, but they were excited that I was still going to let them have it. They promised me a positive review and they got it. They never gave me that positive review. They said, oh, I'm so excited you're still going to give it to me. I'll be sure to give you a good review. They never did. That's fine. It's whatever. I don't expect people to. Within this time frame, it was a total of 47 days when it sold the first time and the second time. Who knows how long it would have really taken to sell. I only made $1.33 on it. I had paid 99 cents for it, so there's that. My fees were $2.15. So after everything was done and all the variables were calculated, I still made a profit of 92 cents, which is almost doubling my money on this weird glitch. So if you have any insight on that, if it's happened to you, please let me know. I was so tired of talking to eBay at this point. Yeah, this was a stint of me talking to eBay way too many times with a lot of just things going on. All right, next we're moving on to an Italian-made linen blouse. Now this blouse did not have a brand at all, or a size, so I had to just make it all up. So what we came to was a large Italian-made linen blouse. It had a login look to it, so I put that. It was an olive color woven. The hem wasn't a really interesting hem, so we put asymmetric to cover that. Very basic keywords. There is always this customer that is looking for something like this, so I knew it would sell. Not for much, but it did. It sold on eBay in 24 days for $20. I had paid $3.99 for it. Fees were $4.45 along with a promotional fee of $1.64. So I made a profit of $12.71. But I rarely pass up anything that says Italian made. Okay, if it's Italian made and linen or something quality, I am going to most likely take it home because there's somebody who likes those details. Okay, next was one I got a lot of low balls on, but I was like, no, I know she can go for at least 20 because this is not my first rodeo, and I was right. So this is a Lands' End Supima cotton cardigan, and it had this really interesting pattern with tulips, and I knew it was gonna sell, so I picked it up. Between Lands' End and Talbot, I feel like this style of cardigan is just one that sells for good bread and butter. Usually nothing more. But it sold on eBay in 14 days for $23.40. I paid $3.39 for it. My fee was $4.31. So I made a profit of $19. So I am going to tell you from my experience, because I know a lot of people will say when it comes to Talbots and Lands' End and things like that, that this is something you don't pick up. I pick it up because it works out for me as a bread and butter as long as the prints and the materials are worthwhile. So that's the two things that I consider when I'm picking up these very basic cardigans or even those button-up shirts like I discussed earlier. I think on this video, it might have been the other one. It's a very basic bread and butter that gets the job done. Next is another one of the shoes that came from my death pile that I'm just trying to get rid of, okay? This one comped decently, like not for high money, but like it seemed like there was interest in it in the solds. And it's the Dex Flex Comfort Flats, and mine were like a quilted kind of ballerina style, I guess. They had a bow on them. They're very much like when you think of your classy, preppy ballet core type girl, someone that likes business casual, feminine kind of thing. So these sold on eBay in 7 days for an offer of $15.30. That might have been a sale because the 30 cents is random. Either way, that's what it sold for. I paid $4 for these and my fee was $3.58, which made my profit $10.39. So if you do see those Dex Flex comfort flats for super cheap, I'm not even sure I paid $4 for them. It might have been less. I don't know. But yeah, if you find them for really cheap, like at the bins or yard sales or anything, they're worth picking up for a really quick, cheap flip. Here's another death pile shoe, and I don't know why I let it just sit in the death pile, because Echo is a good brand, but it's Echo or Eco or ECCO. I don't know how you pronounce this brand. You know, I had other brands that were worthwhile. Like I had Allbirds, and is that what they're called? Allbirds? Whatever that bird brand is. These, I had Hoka's, like I had so many things in this death pile. But this brand is one that if you get the right shoe, it's worthwhile. And this sold on eBay in 8 days for $23.39. Once again, I'm not the professional on this, okay? This is based on other people. They told me like this brand sells, so I pick it up. This is my fastest flip of this brand though. And it was in that death pile. So I think these had marked on the bottom that they were $6.99. Is what I paid for them. The fees were $4.83, so I got them out quick like I want for $17.16 in profit. Next, there's some Crocs, okay? They're not even the cleanest Crocs. I don't pick up super filthy ones, but I'm like, if it's got some dirt, I'm not gonna clean them up. I'll just list them as is. And this is one of those cases. They're your really classic unisex clog type Crocs. Nothing special other than the color. And they sold on eBay in 20 days for $12. I could have gotten more probably if I sat on them, but I don't want to sit on them. I want them out of my house. So that's what we did. I put the generic price of $5.29. They either cost that or less because I know how I work. There's no way I paid more for Crocs. The fee was $3.09. So I made somewhere around $6.54 if everything was accurate. Another one of the shoes, I think from that same pile. These are some Dansko Allison Mule clogs. They're embossed black. The embossed part of it is like this floral design. I'm pretty sure that's the ones. I'm not looking at them right now. They sold on eBay in 22 days. They got out of my house for $23, which I was happy to see them go from that death pile. I paid $5.99. The fees were $5.03 plus a promotional fee $1.88 because Danskos are not moving for me, okay? I don't know why, but they're not, because I know they're supposed to be a hot commodity. So I did have to put them on promotion, and they sold after all the fees and everything. I made $15.86 on those shoes. Okay, this last item is a really good Lilly Pulitzer, and it's my favorite Lilly year to date so far. And she was the Lilly Pulitzer Balletta swim cover-up. However, I would have kept her if I knew I was going on a trip, but it is what it is. Now, before I tell you everything about this, I need you to understand that this cost $25 in a thrift store, okay? I actually left it behind. I was like, $25 is, you know, that's asking a lot. It's pretty obvious why they marked it up. It was new with tags too. I think it retails for like $118. We know Lilly is not a cheap girl, okay? Lilly is very much a fancy girl. What I did was I left it there, and overnight I was like, I really want that Lilly piece. So I used some credits I had for a reward system at that thrift store, and I was able to buy it instead for $15.47. Now, as you know, I like to turn everything around for at least 4 times whatever I paid for it, which means I needed to make $61.88 to make this worthwhile. I did have a lot of interest. Did I have some offers? I think there were some offers that didn't go through because they were too low. And then I had one person in particular who just lowballed me so bad. Like they think they wanted like $25 for it. And instead of ignoring them, I responded with, I think 65 is what I said. They came back with 30, 35, something like that. I ignored them at that point because I'm not going back and forth about it. And I told them, I said, this is the lowest I'm gonna do. They messaged me and said, hey, I don't know if you've seen my offer, but you know, the shipping's a lot, yada, yada, yada. I was just wondering what we could do to make this work. And I was, you know, very kind back, and I said, this is an item that I didn't say this, but let's be real, like $35 for Lilly is like used price, not brand new with tags. And I said that this is just an item where I wasn't budging a lot. I think I listed for like 85, and I said the lowest I would absolutely go is 60, which is just below the threshold I want. And she said, done deal, send me the offer, I'll take it. So I sent her the offer, she accepted it, bought it, gave me a great review. And we've moved on. On eBay, it flipped in 25 days for $60. My fees were, I paid $15.47. The fees were $9.08. So I made a profit of $37.10. And that does sound like a really low profit margin for something that turned around for so much, but it was the high cost of the item plus the seller fees were just generally high. So after everything was said and done and shipping was sent and everything, it was just an item where I only made $37.10 for it, but I'll still take that. That's a great turnaround. All right, I'm gonna cut this video off because it's probably getting lengthy. I'm not even sure how many I've shared or how long it's taken. But once again, there's gonna be a video up here for you to check out of another video of mine. I'll see you over there in that video.